race fans? Welcome to X Adventure here live on Twitch TV, coming at you at a beautiful 6,000 kilobits per second. I hope all throughout the stream. Green to checkered coverage here of week number 4, season 52 of the Forza Spec Racing Series. I've got a little bit late on the jump here on the start for the stream, so let's go ahead and dive right on in to what you need to know before we head out to Brands Hatch for qualifying for race number 7 here of season 52. LS Subaru sits atop of the leaderboard, 200 points, 182 there for Audrex. You see Audrex's name highlighted in gold. A second place finish in each of Audrex's first 3 weeks of the season, or I should just say the first 3 weeks of the season. 3 second place finishes there for Audrex, which has him at 182 there, including week 3's second place finish out at Rio de Janeiro. SFM Darkster there in third, 176 points, 169 for Born is Ghost, 166 for Fear the Fun. Then Patches Riley, Modern Weapon, Slow Motion Fire, Easy T, DeBronum, and Kuda 93, your top 10. Quickly diving into the schedule. Week 4, there we are, May 23rd. Brands Hatch Grand Prix, 19 laps with a little bit of rain and fog, followed by Silverstone Grand Prix for 13 laps. Going to be a good one. We're staying in England here for week number 4 before the finale, which moves stateside to California, Long Beach. 66 laps, 1 week from tonight, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Welcome back into the broadcast booth. I'm Dustin Moore. Great to have you tuned in here. And just as a quick reminder while we wait for the lobby to get going here for qualifying, is that I did hit my subscriber goal a couple of weeks back. And so for season 53 here of the Forza Spec Racing Series, you'll still see all this. I'll have the intro, I'll have the backdrop, you'll see my face for better or worse. But instead of commentating weeks 1 through 5, I will be participating in races 1 through 9. So, exciting stuff for me. Looking forward to seeing how well I do, and it could either be embarrassing or it could be immensely gratifying if I happen to do well. So, we'll just have to see. Season 53 gets kicked off here in the month of June. As soon as we have the information, the specifics from the league organizers, I will certainly let you know what is what, when is when. But either way, Tuesdays right here is where you will catch that action with me behind the thumbsticks. What's going on there, Ghibli? Born is Ghost. Not in the chat. I was looking at 2 different areas, and Born is Ghost isn't even in the lobby either. I saw it. I have the standings over on another window. Ghibli Giblets and Slow Motion Fire. Slow Motion Fire is the name I was looking for here in the chat. For anybody else who would like to say hi there and hello, and maybe let me know what you think of the racing action as we go throughout the broadcast, by all means do. I mentioned the sub goal that we met a couple of weeks ago, which has me racing in season 53. I have a new sub goal up, which requires just a concurrent number of subscribers to be 20 subs in total. And if that is achieved, then on June 16th, which is a Friday, I will do 10 hours of F1 23, the newest Formula 1 game coming out here in about, less than a month's time. And if you're curious about the significance, why that is a sub goal for me here on the channel on the X Adventure and Twitch, it's because I've not played a modern F1 game. So if you want to see me play a modern F1 game, if that's the kind of content that y'all are looking for and you'd like to support the broadcast just that much more, a sub will get me closer to that 20 sub mark. I think I'm going to enjoy it. I'll let you know after every lap, says Ghibli. After every lap is a bit much, but hey, you know what? Who am I to tell you to not give me your impressions and your opinions as we go lap by lap, race by race? By all means. Yeah, So I think that pretty much covers it. It looks like maybe the lobby's a little bit late coming together. We've got 10 drivers in there right now. I think we've been averaging around 12 here in Season 52. We'll see if a couple more join maybe after qualifying or perhaps just before qualifying. But as of right now, we've got LS Subaru, EZT DeBronham, Patches Riley, Audrex, Midnight Rider, Skinny, Slow Motion Fire, Fear the Fun, Cuda 93, and SFM Darkser. Go back to that standings. I went through those really quick because I wasn't sure how soon the qualifying action might be getting ready to go because, like I said, I started the stream late. But we can revisit here just to bring y'all up to speed on who sits where. And then, of course, you got the other 6 drivers on the other side, or the other 5 drivers on the other side there. Midnight Rider, Skinny, Barf Monkey, Megachin, Storm 1919. We haven't seen Storm since week 1. I think Storm very quickly there, having not practiced with the Ferrari F158, decided, this is not the season for me. And so Storm 1919 going ahead and ducking out. But good to see Storm out on the track again. It had been a while. A semi-Forza Motorsport 7 retirement. Oh, we have 11 drivers now. Did I say 11 originally? No, I think I said 10. So we've added an additional driver here. I cannot spot who it is. Looks like Modern Weapon. Modern Weapon has joined the fray. And so any minute now, Slow Motion Fire will let us know in the chat when we are ready to go racing. Again, 3 laps of qualifying out here at Brands Hatch. Expecting some precipitation here in this first race of the evening. We'll see if that actually has any implication on the qualifying round itself before we go out to Silverstone for the final race of the evening and the final race before the endurance event 1 week from tonight for race number 9. All right, Slow Motion Fire says there in the chat, here we go. And indeed, lobby has loaded up. We're ready to rock and roll. Also, you know what? I'm just going to throw this out there. If you are watching the channel for the first time, or maybe you've been here a couple of times since, but you've been quiet in the chat, you want to lurk, which is absolutely cool. I'm down with that. I like it. I like having people that are engaged and energetic and participating in the conversation in the chat, but then also as a Twitch viewer from time to time, I myself enjoy just kind of sitting back and relaxing and watch the action without having to be all typey in the chat. So if you want to do that, by all means, I can't stop you from doing that, nor would I want you. But if you do want to just let me know how you found out about the channel, that would be cool. The reason I ask is as we get closer to the release of the new Forza Motorsport channel, or the new Forza Motorsport game, I want to see if there is an opportunity for me to, use certain channels, certain ways of reaching out to potential viewers and getting them here. And so if a lot of you say, hey, I found you this way, well, then there may be an opportunity for me to try to focus on whatever that tactic is to try to get added viewership. So if you want to share, we greatly appreciate it. All right, here we go. Final lap of qualifying for LS Subaru, or excuse me, the final part of lap number 1 of qualifying. By no means the final lap. And as he comes across the line, a 136.074 for Subaru. Let's go to SFM Darkser. Darkser all the way at the back of the pack now, just coming out of, that would be the South Bend now over the Pilgrims. Well, hold on, never mind. I'm looking at the track map wrong. Looking at it all wrong. Now up into the top straight toward Paddock Hill Bend, start of lap number 2. And I start to see some raindrops dropping, which means those rain tires are going to get put to use a little bit. Now, the track has been dry for the most part, so them tires have probably warmed up rather quickly. Audrex right now with the quickest qualifying time, a 136.060, that off of the standing start lap. go to Audrex. Again, Audrex second overall on the leaderboard, 182 points. Puts him 18 back from LS Subaru. That's quite a hurdle to overcome. We'll see what happens here in week number 4. Into the Dingle Dell corner, the Dingle Dell bend, and out of Sterling's. Clearways straight away underneath that Oakley-sponsored bridge, into the final right-hander, back up to the start-finish line for the beginning of lap number 3 here in qualifying. And it looks like, was that somebody off the track, or did they just get a couple of tires off? And we saw the grass flying. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't notice anybody off the circuit. LS Subaru now able to reclaim the top spot, a 133.003. Let's go to Fear the Fun. Currently the 3rd quickest qualifying time. A little dark out here, but plenty of light to aid the driver's visibility. We'll see if that's at all impacted, however, with some anticipated fog during the race. No fog to speak of here, but maybe during the race, as that starts to set in, combined with the darkness, may have a little bit of a say in how well the drivers are able to see the corners. There goes Fear the Fun, going to slide it through the Dingle Dell. Keeps it between the white lines. Got Skinny and Midnight Rider in tow. Coming up toward the line where they will get the checkered flag here in the qualifying session. We'll go take a look at where everybody finished here in just a moment. What's going on there, Subaru? Hello there at the chat. Thank you so much. Well done to you with the pole sitting at 133.003. And that's going to do it for the qualifying round. Congrats to the drivers making it around. We've got a 133.003 again for LS Subaru. Is going to be on pole. A 134.7 there for Fear the Fun. That's good for the, I believe, the 3rd quickest qualifying time. Do not pay attention to the order in which the drivers are displayed here. Skinny with a 137.168, a 137.9 there for Midnight Rider. Modern Weapon, unfortunately, with a dirtied 136.7. That will put Modern all the way at the back of the pack. A 134.5 there for Audrex. Kuda 93 with a 145. That's a 140.5. A 137.6 there for DeBronham. Slow Motion Fire with a 139.588. SFM Darkser with a 135.553. And Patches Riley, 0.2 of a second back there from SFM Darkser, a 135.306. All right, so we'll have to see here in this race out at Brands Hatch the difference between rain tires and the drag tires that the drivers normally race with. The way things work here in Forza Motorsport 7 is if the race has a chance of precipitation, rain tires are automatically applied. Now, if you're thinking, well, Dustin, what could possibly be similar or different as it relates to these two tires? Well, rain tires are made to try to optimize grip as much as possible with a wet surface. They do have some grooves in them to get rain through or water through and prevent the tires from having that hydroplane situation where you've got a thin layer of water between the tire and the road surface. And so they have those grooves in them. However, because they are built to obtain extra grip under wet conditions, when the track surface is dry, then those tires are generating more grip, more heat, and therefore the tire degrades faster. The drag tire, on the other hand, where we race where we've been racing the first 6 races, and we'll do so for 8 races in total, the only exception being this one here today, or this one right now with Brands Hatch. The drag tire has the same effect. The only difference, it doesn't have those grooves in the tire to dispel water. It is just big, hunky chunk of meat tire that is on the F158. And without those grooves and the way that the tire is built to generate heat to get grip for drag cars, so that off the line they're not spinning tires, but rather they just hook and boom, down the drag strip you go. Well, if you try to apply the physics of cornering and accelerating and braking with those tires, you certainly see the grip degrade much quicker on drag tires. So all this to say, what we're used to, or what we've been used to through the first 6 races here of Season 52, could be notably different from what we've got here in race number 7. And then again, will change in 1 race's time when we head out to Silverstone later on this evening. How the drivers account for that change in tire grip degradation, gonna have to see. All right, so it looks like the lobby is getting all readied up at this moment. We've got the 11 drivers who did the qualifying session are in there. Fear the Fun was able to complete qualifying, so hopefully the hardware holds up for him and is able to make it all the way through. Back to the standings we go. Again, LS Subaru at the top. What's different here, heading into week number 4 than what we've seen maybe over the past few seasons, is that LS Subaru is holding on to an undefeated record here in Season 53. Meaning LS Subaru owns every single victory, all 6 of them, coming into tonight. If LS Subaru can win both of the races this evening and our finale next week, LS Subaru will become the first driver in Forza Spec Racing Series history to win all 9 races in a single season. Audrex, not too terribly far behind, but 18 points is a bit to overcome. They're in second. Again, highlighted in gold due to the 3 second-place finishes over the first 3 weeks here of Season 52. SFM Darkster's having a great run here. It's good to see Darkster able to compete all throughout the season, currently 3rd overall, with a chance to maybe overcome Audrex on the leaderboard here, move up to P2. But Darkster currently P3 with Born as Ghost in P4. Born as Ghost having a stupendous... I hate using that word sometimes because stupendous just doesn't seem like the most exciting and positive word to use, but really having a great season here is Born as Ghost. 169 in P4 on the leaderboard. And who knows, maybe we'll see Born as Ghost try to move up a spot or 2. 166 there for Fear the Fun, who, fortunately for him, has been able to successfully complete 2 weeks worth of racing. 1 week did include a DNF, but right now sitting P5, and hopefully things hold up at Brands Hatch and Silverstone. Patches Riley, Modern Weapons, Slow Motion Fire, DeBronham, and Cuda 93. Again, those are your top 10 here heading into week number 4. All right, there you go. Got the blue on today. Doubled up on the blue. The light blue, the dark blue. Hope you all are having a good week. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. For those of us in the States, it's about to be a holiday weekend here toward the end of the month with the Memorial Day holiday coming up on Monday. And that does change the schedule of events here on X-Adventure through this weekend. So if you're curious about what other content is coming up here on the channel over the next few days, then hang tight to the end, and I'll be certain to run that down for you, and then, of course, give you a preview of what's to come in week number 9. All right, it looks like the lobby is readied up. All 11 drivers with a tick mark next to them to say that they are ready to go. It's going to be LS Subaru, Audrex, row number 1, Fear the Fun, Patches Riley, row number 2, Darkster, who I thought maybe would be on row number 2, is actually back in row 3 with Skinny, DeBronham and Midnight Rider in row 4, with DeBronham in P7, Midnight Rider in P8, and that leaves the rest of our drivers that I did not mention in the spots rearward, behind row 4. All right. Out to the racetrack we go. LS Subaru on the line. As soon as Subaru moves, everybody else is free to kick the tires, light the fires, folks. Week number 4 here, season 52, featuring the Ferrari F158 is underway. LS Subaru 6 wins coming into the 7th race of the season. Underneath the McLaren signage here into turn, that's going to be turn number 3, Druids, before heading to bottom bend here, just below Paddock Hill. Make that left-hander, and where we normally are running the short track here at Brands Hatch, they're going to run the Grand Prix. Heck yeah. Out of the South Bend toward the Pilgrims drop, they'll go. It's going to be LS Subaru out in front. Fear the Fun in second. Audrex now dropping back to third. SFM Darks are in fourth. Patches in fifth. Skinny, DeBronham, Midnight Rider, Slow Motion Fire, Modern Weapon, 6th through 10th. Got my coffee. I'm ready to go. We'll see if anybody's able to challenge Subaru here, as the drivers are sporting the different tire, the rain tire here. The precipitation already starting to fall. You see those, 2 or 3 grooves right down the middle of the tire. Here on the S10 Ferrari F158 from 1964. Excuse me, S710. S710. That's a fairly high up on the Forza Motorsport 7 Performance Index spectrum. Let's go ahead and move our camera on back to Audrex, who qualified row number 1, but now in P3, back behind Fear the Fun. Here comes Darkser in Fear the Fun, or excuse me, here comes Darkser in third, behind Fear the Fun. With Audrex now dropping back an additional spot to P4. Gonna go to the inside there with the Texaco liveried car. Gonna be able to hold on to it, but then slides out. Here comes Darkser with the old switcheroo. A little bit of contact there on the back. Audrex gonna stay on the track, but unfortunately for Darkser, I think Darkser is gonna be off and into the wall. Able to get back out on the track pretty quickly there. And now up to P6, or falling back to P6, I should say. And was there any damage sustained by that vehicle? It does not look that way. So fortunately for SFM Darkster, the contact looked a little bit more violent than it must have been. Able to get back on the track, P6, right behind EZT DeBronham. And we'll go take a look at that here in just a moment. There goes DeBronham into the grass, which has SFM Darkster running wide. I think SFM Darkster was anticipating that DeBronham might miss the corner and started taking evasive moves. That allowed Modern Weapon to go ahead and pass SFM Darkser for P6. And so Darkser from third, about a half to 3/4 of a lap ago, back to 7. Now SFM Darkser able to make that pass here at the Paddock Hill Bend. Where they emerge from Druids, down the hill they'll go. LS Subaru now establishing that commanding lead here very early. Fear the Fun in second. Let's go to Audrex in third position, and once we get there, let's go back to that replay here. Audrex, SFM Darkser make contact 1 lap ago, with Darkser unfortunately getting the most of that incident, as Audrex opted to take the inside line. It looked like Darkser was going to have a beautiful switcheroo move here, but did not have clearance on Audrex, and as a result, it looked like the front right tire of Audrex's car, or maybe the front left tire, clipping the rear right tire of Darkser. The rain's starting to fall a little bit more heavily now here at Sterling's, as Audrex trying to keep pace with Fear the Fun. This should be a good battle to watch here for the remainder of the race, assuming Fear the Fun is able to hold on to it. A little bit reckless, a little bit unpredictable, a little bit not consistent is Fear the Fun. So Audrex might very well just have to wait here and anticipate a Fear the Fun mistake. Yeah, these tires most certainly can get tangled up. You're absolutely correct there, Ghibli. The open wheel nature here of these Formula One cars, Formula One Ferraris. We got, looks like Darks are now back up to P5, able to make a move around Slow Motion Fire. And now looking to the outside here on Patches Riley, coming up to Bottom Bend. Not able to make the pass there. Or did he? Yes, Darks are able to get around Patches Riley. And just like that, back up to P4. Has a bit of catching up to do to get back up and competing with Audrex and Fear the Fun. But if anybody's going to do it, I would definitely put money on Darkser. But I won't, because I'm not a betting man. All right, running through the field again, it's Subaru in first, Fear the Fun in second, Audrex in third. Let's go ahead and put the camera here on Audrex, who is right there on the back of Fear the Fun. Darkser, P4, has now gained some separation on Patches Riley, who's in P5th, Slow Motion Fire in 6th, DeBronham in 7th, Modern Weapon in 8th. There's about a 4-car battle there from 5th on back to 8th. And then Skinny right now running all by themselves. Midnight Riders, same there. And Cuda 93, the caboose here on the 11-car train. Is this your favorite track, Dustin? No, I do not care for Brands Hatch. I'm not a big Brands Hatch fan. I'm really not. Laguna Seca for me is my favorite. That's my go-to track. Let's go ahead and hop on board here with Audrex down the Pilgrim Straight. And as you might have saw in that view there when I toggled on the tire situation, really heating up there for these rain tires. 51%, pretty much on all corners there for Audrex. So a little bit more than a quarter of the way through this 19-lap race. Might be looking at a pit stop here in the next, 2 to 3 laps. And if you're really strategizing, hopefully that's your only pit stop. Checking out Laguna Seca on Google Maps, it closes at 6 p.m. Unless you're there for the Rolex 24 hours of Laguna Seca. I think it's 24 hours. Keeping the camera on Audrex here, who, again, I think is just kind of waiting out Fear the Fun, anticipating a mistake before striking so early in this one. And might be even thinking about the benefits of just running in the slipstream here of Fear the Fun, kind of work together these two to see if they can't close that gap on the race later. There goes Audrex. Moving on in is Fear the Fun, a little bit wide through Sterling's. Now out of Clearways, toward the top straight they'll go. Here comes Fear the Fun out to the outside. Audrex kind of peers to the inside, not going to make a move here as they head up toward the start-finish line, beginning of lap number 7. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. X Adventure here live on Twitch TV. I'm Dustin Moore, behind the microphone for you. Hopefully, if you've tuned in and you got nothing else going on a Tuesday here, because, you know, it's Tuesday, then hopefully I can keep you entertained over the next hour and a half. We've got 2 races here this evening, all of which leads to our finale 1 week from tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on X Adventure. Down the straightaway, almost side by side. Audrex made the move coming out of the South Bend. And now here they go out of what is going to be Hawthorne, Portobello straight into the Westfield. Audrex able to secure or solidify P2 at least for now, getting out of that side by side configuration. Now here they come up to Sterling's, a little bit more sliding action. I see some raindrops continuing to go, but it's a very light drizzle. So what's interesting about that is that it's not really wetting up the track here. And there goes Audrex pointing it into pit lane, and Fear the Fun. So LS Subaru, our race leader, opts to stay out for yet another lap, while we have Audrex, Fear the Fun, and now SFM Darkser, who has closed that gap here on 2 and 3. Patches Riley opting to stay out. Patches, if you remember, in a couple of the conversations here with LS Subaru throughout Season 52, Subaru noting that Patches Riley has the tire situation kind of figured out. And by that I mean Patches has that finesse, that driving ability to preserve tires, not let the grip go out too quickly, and maybe eke out another lap or two. Ghibli Giblets rightfully pointing out the fog is starting to set in here out at Brands Hatch. Out of pit lane they'll go toward Paddock Hill Bend. It's going to be Modern Weapons, Slow Motion Fire, and Cuda 93 have gone in for a fresh set of tires. Patches Riley currently running in second. Skinny stayed out there, currently occupying P3. Audrex in fourth. Fear the Fun in fifth. And I'm not going to put the camera on LS Subaru, but we'll see here in the track map there to the bottom left if Subaru is going in for a stop. Does not seem to be doing so. Across the line for the beginning of lap number 9. They don't have windshield wipers for their visors or goggles. That they don't. That they do not. So I suppose it's fortunate that the rain is not falling all that heavily. And as a matter of fact, now that the fog has set in, I think the rain has let up. Patches Riley staying out for yet another lap here. Lap number 9. Take a look at the tire situation here for Patches. 80% now up front, toward 70% at the rear. I suppose one of the reasons why I maybe despise Brands Hatch is when Brands Hatch was introduced to Forza Motorsport, which I believe was with Forza Motorsport 5, the developer Turn 10 Studios for rain events at Brands Hatch loved to put puddles in the worst of places. In the areas that you wanted to drive, the part of the track that you wanted to position your car for a corner entry, for a run down the straightaway, it had massive puddles. I'm not saying it's the sole reason that I don't care for the track. It's just one of the things that really stands out to me when I think of Brands Hatch. I think of Forza Motorsport 5 and ginormous puddles. All right, so Fear the Fun still behind Audrex here. This pass happened about 3 laps ago when Audrex was able to get around Fear, and then they went into pit lane together. And now here for the beginning of lap number 10, they'll come across the line 2 and 3, Audrex, Fear the Fun, respectively. Patches Riley now, who's gone all this time without a stop, has now found his way into pit lane, getting ready to find the pit box or on the way out. On the way out, Paddock Hill Bend. You see the exit here, which is a very, very precarious position for a driver to be in. Officially, you are supposed to, if you are not coming out of pit lane, you are supposed to be on the very high side of that entry into Paddock Hill Bend. But sometimes here in a non-sanctioned motorsport online virtual event, that can be ignored, and you can get some pretty clinching moments there. All right, so, oh no, Ella Subaru. Did Ella Subaru get caught up on the wall at the entry to pit lane? Ella Subaru's dot on the track map looked awfully static. I don't know, perhaps it's just that little chicane there that helps slow the drivers down that made it look like he came to a standstill, but that, again, that dot looked very, very static to be somebody who was coming down pit lane. Either way, Ella Subaru out in front and by a big amount. Out of Druids goes Subaru. And down the bottom bend. Yeah, Subaru's got no issues. I'm guessing it was just that chicane on the entry to pit lane where the AI takes over and makes you go really, really slow. Audrex, second overall on the leaderboard coming into week 4. Second on the track at the moment, followed by Fear the Fun. Fear the Fun looking to move a couple of spots up the overall leaderboard with a strong performance tonight. If the hardware holds up, Fear the Fun entering week number 4, 5th overall, behind Born as Ghost by 3 points. SFM Darkser, though, in the rearview mirror. Oh my gosh, look at the sunset. It's starting to turn the fog several shades of orange and purple and pink. Very cool looking. Oh, and we've got lightning now is what's going on here. We've got some lightning in the sky. And with that, might bring a bit more precipitation. We'll have to see here. Yeah, there you see out of that final right-hander toward the top straight, the lightning flashing, and a little bit more ominous looking out here on the track. A little bit of contact there. SFM Darkser trying to find a way around Fear the Fun just before they hit that Paddock Hill Bend. Now coming up to Druids. They're going to go single file formation toward the bottom bend. It's still Fear the Fun in third, Darkser in fourth. Darkser maybe looking to the low line, but not really a corner that you want to try to pass at here. You're going to end up on the green stuff pretty quickly, and of course you'll just be spinning your tires here. But now here comes Darkser. Darkser, who was passed by Audrex back on lap 2 or 3 earlier on, takes that same line to find his way around Fear the Fun. The only difference this time, no collision between Darkser and Fear the Fun like there was between Darkser and Audrex. And with that, Darkser moving up to P3. Audrex able to establish a little bit more of a lead here in P2 as Darkser and Fear the Fun continue their battle out of Westfield up toward the Dingle Dell in the Dingle Dell corner. Well done there by Darkser with that pass. I wasn't sure that that's where Darkser was going to try it. I thought maybe down the Pilgrim Straight is where Darkser would look to get around, but no. Pressed the issue early, and as a result is rewarded with P3, and now an opportunity here. Coming up across the line for the beginning of lap 13. 7 laps to try to claim P2. 19 laps, not the 20 that you see in the upper left. That'll be a cool down lap. So 19 laps, 7 remaining here. Very beginning of lap number 13. Into Druids they go with the lightning still flashing up overhead. Let's go ahead and take a look at that on the X-Adventure replay if I caught it in time. Nope, I was too late with the button. Darkster already made the pass. Down the Pilgrim drop they'll go. And that's where Darkster made it uber official. He said, I'm going to take this P3. I'll put you in my rear view mirror there, Fear the Fun, and I'm going to go chase Audrex here with the time we have remaining. Let's go ahead and look at the tire situation. That might have a big role to play here in the remainder of this one. Already up to 75% there for SF and Darkster on those front tires. I think that's going to necessitate another stop. As a matter of fact, we've got a couple of drivers already in. Audrex up to 71, 73 up front, left and right respectively. So, yeah, we have not seen the end of the pit stops here. And this is a result of rain tires in what have been exceedingly dry conditions. Just a few raindrops earlier on in the race, but that's how it works here in Forza Motorsport 7 with just the slightest amount of precipitation. Oh, and makes a little bit of contact with the wall there is Audrex. Darkster opting to stay out, and now here comes Fear the Fun. So where Audrex and Fear the Fun made a pit stop on the same lap earlier on in this race, they continue that cadence here on what will be the beginning of lap 14 for them, the very tail end of lap 13. Darkster now into Druids all by himself. Couple of corners behind our race leader, LS Subaru, and of course LS Subaru, who seems to have the advantage of preserving tires, only up to 26-25% lost grip there for LS Subaru, and that's really what's going to be the huge factor here in Season 52. LS Subaru, Patches Riley, they found out something about their driving style and the way to save the condition of their tires over an extended period of time. That's really the difference maker here in this season. Had the other drivers been able to keep their tires as grippy as Subaru and as Patches, we might have a little bit of a different story here. I'm not saying that LS Subaru would be losing all the races, but it might be a bit more competitive up front if Subaru didn't have the seemingly 20-25% tire conservation advantage. All right, so now our field has thinned out a bit. Let's go ahead and run through the field. It's LS Subaru, our race leader, as we see here on camera, lap 15, followed by SFM Darkster, who now has to take a pit stop on the tail end of his lap number 14. Give him fresh tires for the remainder of this race. We'll see how quickly. Let's go to SFM Darkster. Let's see how quickly Darkster emerges from pit lane here at the top of Paddock Hill Bend. This is where it could get a little bit frightening for the drivers with Darkster coming out. There's Patches. Here comes, is that Fear the Fun back there? Yes, that's Fear the Fun. SFM Darkster out in front of Fear, down the hill, underneath the Falcon Tire signage, into Pilgrim's Rise, and then Druids. Let's see here. I think Darkster should be able to hold on, especially with much fresher tires. A little bit of contact there. Fear the Fun on the back tailpipes there of Darkster, able to keep the car in control. And with that, Darkster now the 2-car advantage on Fear the Fun as they go through South Bend. Or the South Bank, I should say. Lap 16 now for our race leader, and there toward the end of lap 15, it's going to be Cuda 93 into pit stop, into pit lane. Into the Dingle Dell. The Sterlings. Here comes Darkster around Patches Riley. And I think that was just a wise decision by Patches. New Patches, Patches knew he did not have the the momentum nor the grip to fend off Darkster. And through Sterling's, Patches opting for the high line, allowing Darkster to go ahead and move on past. That's all you got to do, folks. You don't have to, like, dart out of the way all crazy like if you've got those faster cars, the lead lap traffic, or vehicles that are just, or drivers that are just better drivers than you here in F4. All you got to do is just know that racing line and understand that that's where the faster driver wants to be. And so if you step off the racing line momentarily, allow them to get by, then boom, you can resume your race. No incident, no harm, no foul. Everybody continues on. Down the Pilgrim Straight goes Darkster here on lap 17. Actually, make that lap 16. LS Subaru, the only one on the 17th lap at this moment. All right, so Patches Riley, Fear the Fun, the battle for fourth is the closest right now. Audrex in second, Darkster in third. We'll see if that one tightens up a bit and if we'll have a battle for P2. But for now, the closest fight is right here as they go into Sterling's. Patches, where he got passed by Darkster a lap ago, is going to allow Fear the Fun on the outside. Fear the Fun on the outside coming up here to the right-hander toward the top straight, and Fear the Fun, if he can make it stick and not lose grip, able to do so, up to P4, at least for now, the beginning of lap 17. Modern Weapon in sixth, Slow Motion Fire, just getting a lap back from LS Subaru. Excuse me, let me reword that. Getting lapped by LS Subaru. Slow Motion Fire there in 7th position. DeBronham at 8th. Skinny in 9th. Kuda 93 in 10th with Midnight Rider then in 11th. A nice little battle starting to come together for 10th position. Let's go ahead, and one lap ago, that pass made by Fear the Fun on Patches Riley at Sterling's. Really on the exit to Sterling's there, on that Clearways straightaway. And able to really make it happen there. All right, lap number 18. Next time by for LS Subaru will be the white flag. 19 laps here in this one out at Brands Hatch. The Lightning, the Thunder. Booming overhead. Not putting an end to this virtual race, however. They'll continue on. Safest lightning storm, bar none, are those virtually, where the lightning never strikes the surface. It's all just overhead. All right, here we go. Final lap coming up for LS Subaru. Going to get around one lap vehicle, or about to be a lap vehicle. That is 6th of Modern Weapon. With that Ducati livery. Again, got to be one of the better liveries out there, along with that Texaco livery at Audrex's F158 Sports. Go to Darkster here with 1.5 laps remaining. For Audrex, SFM Darkster, can Darkster close that gap and challenge Audrex for second? We shall see. And I think that might be our only opportunity for passing here. Fear the Fun just a little bit too far behind. I suppose if there is an incident or a significant mistake here by Audrex or Darkster, Fear the Fun could move up a spot, but finishing P4 would not be all that bad. Patches Riley in 5th. Modern Weapon should have 6th. Slow Motion Fire in 7th. DeBronham in 8th. So what's interesting here is our race leader, LS Subaru, about to come across the line, but with P2 and 3 so close together, I have to imagine they're going to let them see this battle tour all the way to the checkered flag. For those who are off the lead lap, their race will come to a conclusion a bit quicker. All right, down that Pilgrim Straight toward the Pilgrim's Drop for the last time here out at Brands Hatch. Race number 7 of season 52 in the Ferrari F158. Just 2 races remaining after this one, with one of those being Silverstone coming up here in just a bit. And then the finale 1 week from tonight out at Long Beach. Out of Westfield into the Dingle Dell. I don't know that Darkster's going to be able to close that gap. Audrex with a really good run through the Dingle Dell corner up to Sterling's. Darkster off the track, kicks up the dust, and that just might secure a P2 finish there. And it will. Audrex followed by Darkster. Darkster had to be careful. Fear the Fun not that far behind, but able to preserve the P3 finish. Fear the Fun in 4th. Patches continuing the a pretty commendable season as well. Entered this one in P6 overall. Unfortunately not able to compete with Fear the Fun, the closest driver for Patches on the overall leaderboard, but still P5. Followed by Modern in 6th. Soul Motion Fire, DeBronham. Then Skinny, Kuda, and Midnight. Well done, drivers. Well done. All 11 who started completed the race. All right, most of you know what's going on here. We'll take a little bit of an intermission as we get set for race number 8 here of season 52, our second and final race of the evening, out at the Silverstone Grand Prix. For those of you who are followers of the channel but not subscribers, don't worry, you'll see the ads, but you're not going to miss a single thing. There will be no racing action that you're going to miss. It's just a little bit of behind-the-scenes stuff. When we come back, I'll talk to a couple of our drivers in the driver spotlight. We'll get ready for the 3 laps of qualifying out at Silverstone before the 13 laps out at the Silverstone Grand Prix. You're watching the Forza Spec Racing Series Season 52, week number 4 here on X Adventure. I'm Dustin Moore, Twitch TV. I'll be right back. And welcome back to X Adventure here live on Twitch TV. Thanks to those of you who put the emotes there in the chat, have them dancing on the screen with the music playing. And as the ads were rolling, we've wrapped up race number 7 here of season 52, getting ready for our final race of the evening and the penultimate race here of season 52 before the finale out at Long Beach. Let's go ahead and turn on over to the driver's spotlight where we've got SFM Darkser joining me here. SFM Darkser finishing in third out at Brands Hatch, just behind Audrex. Not able to close that gap. Darkser, earlier on in the race, within lap 2 or 3, I think you all were going into the South Bank there, that left-hander as you make the charge toward Pilgrim's Straight. And Audrex was toward the inside. You were on the outside. Audrex slid up on the outside. It looked like you were going to do the switcheroo maneuver back down toward the inside, but then that's where you two made contact. You got the worst of that one, but let me ask if we can get it from your perspective how things went down there in that corner.
Well, Dustin, sometimes it's just not your day.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think I was fully clear of him, and drag tires being what they are, he just tracked out a little bit more than he probably intended to, and I went into the grass. But I almost got him at the end there.
Yeah. That was kind of my observation too, is that maybe just not the right amount of clearance. It was unfortunate that Audrex's F158 slid up as far as it did. Otherwise, there may not have been an incident there, and you two would have continued that battle on. But you had plenty of other battles to wage from that point forward, including that very same corner where you were able to get around, I believe it was Fear the Fun, to basically get yourself into P3.
Yeah, I had an interesting little tussle with Fear there. We got a little locked together in the first sector the last time I came up to him. And I almost spun. And then I gathered it up, and then I almost spun again. And then I gathered it up, and then I almost spun again. So it was a very eventful couple of corners.
Pit strategy there. Drivers on the rain tires with the precipitation, the very mild, very light drizzle of precipitation that we had at Brands Hatch here in Forza Motorsport 7. Did your pit strategy go according to plan, or was there something that you had to deviate from to finish where you did?
No, I mean I pretty much know that I can't ever do the one stop. So my goal was to just try to barely do the two stop. So what I did was I ran long the first and second run, so I could just push the third pit cycle. And if I hadn't ran into the grass twice, I might have caught Audrex there. But plan pretty much went according to how I expected to in terms of when to pit.
Talking with SFM Darkser here in the driver's spotlight after week 52's race 7, or actually the first race of week 4, season 52 is what I'm meaning to say. You were 6 points behind Audrex coming into week number 4. He at 182, you at 176. So what might you be looking to do here out at Silverstone to try, if at all possible, of course, depending on how the drop week rule comes into play, but to try to beat Audrex here at this Silverstone Grand Prix?
When in doubt, flat out.
Yeah.
I mean, my drop is going to be a 0, so I really don't have any other choice.
Okay. You got to make it happen here as we get ready for the finale. Of course, the benefit or the beauty of the week 5 race number 9 finale, it is double the points. So maybe make something happen here at Silverstone, get a good finish out at Long Beach, and see where that puts you on the overall leaderboard. But we'll have to take it one race at a time. Race number 8, Silverstone, coming up. SFM Darkser, great chatting with you. And we'll see how things shape up for you here out of qualifying.
I'll do my best not to die for you, Dustin.
Thank you. That's all I can ask for. All right, let's go ahead and bring in our race winner there at Brands Hatch, LS Subaru, and our 7-time winner here in season 52. First race of week 4 is a victory. You've got just 2 more to go. Subaru, I don't know that they could put you on worn out spare tires on all 4 corners, the little donuts, and I don't know that would have any effect on you. You're just making it happen. What do you think of the race there, Brands Hatch, with the very, very light precipitation?
Yeah, it was a very good race. Definitely played out how I wanted it to. I was able to make the one stop pretty comfortably. Car felt good. no complaints really.
You mentioned the pit stop. I kept an eye on you as you were preparing to enter pit lane because I knew you had to go in right around the point at which you did. So, well, we didn't have the camera on you. I was watching the dot on the track map. It looked like your dot became a little bit static there. Everything was good on pit lane entry, or was there actually some sort of, I don't know, AI incident there? Is everything good?
Everything was fine.
Okay.
Just the entry was okay. Exit was fine. It's probably just yeah, it was probably just the AI being the AI, I guess.
Okay. I think I know the answer to this one, but I'm going to ask the question anyway. Silverstone high-speed Grand Prix circuit here. Pretty flat, but you're going to be yanking that steering wheel quite a bit. Still able to do a one-stopper here?
Yeah, I'm looking for a one-stop at this race as well.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, I don't know what's going to be able to stop you at this point. Getting very, very close. I don't mean to do the commentator jinx here, but getting very, very close to the first ever Forza Spec Racing Series 9-race Golden Broom sweep. We'll just have to see here. Qualifying. Just give me some insight here into qualifying. Audrex, SFM Darkser, even Fear the Fun has been qualifying pretty high. Any threat here that you won't qualify P1? And even still, I mean, I feel like you'll be able to get in that position. But some of these other drivers have really good pace. Will you be able to get a P1 qualifying run in here at Silverstone?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what will happen. Might end up getting might end up dirting my laps and ruining my qualifying. So we'll just have to see.
Wow, I mean that would be a wrench in the gears right there. Is having to work from the back all the way back to the front to keep the undefeated season intact. Is there a particular part here of Silverstone that challenges you, or how comfortable are you with this circuit?
I'm fairly comfortable with this circuit. Definitely would do with a bit more practice, I would say. I only did like half race distance worth of practice yesterday, and that was all I did. So, definitely could smooth things out. Hopefully I do that in the race and in qualifying. So we'll have to see.
Half the race distance in a practice session, was that up to the point where you were establishing what your pit strategy was going to be? Is that why it was only half the practice time?
Yeah, just saying. Yeah, I didn't want to. I didn't really feel like doing practice when I did, so I just wanted to do half race distance and see what my pit strategy was going to be like for the race. And once I found that out, I pretty much got off this game as soon as I could.
Oh, we're all just waiting for the next one. Eventually here, turn 10, eventually. All right, Subaru, well done in race 7. Best of luck to you in qualifying and race number 8. Just left. No words at all. Okay. Sometimes we get a noise. Sometimes we just get a monotone thank you. LS Subaru keeping me on my toes and surprised as to what's to come. Yeah, there you go, Ghibli. Thanks. All right, 3 laps of qualifying coming up here out at Silverstone. I don't know that Slow Motion Fire knows this, but I don't think he's readied up the lobby, so I can't spectate at the moment. Or actually, maybe he did set it up correctly. He did. Never mind. I take it back. I wasn't looking at it correctly. We're all set. The lobby is loading in. Looks like we've got nice sunny skies here out at Silverstone. How's that for alliteration? Nice sunny skies. All right. It's going to be Fear the Fun kicking things off for us down that front straightaway into Copse. And as slidey as ever, looking like a bar of soap out there is Fear the Fun, who turns 1 and 2. Coming up to Maggots. Actually, I take it back. I'm looking at this on the other side. I'm all flipped around here. They're starting from the Hamilton straight, So they came out of Abbey Farm Village and now out of the loop onto the Wellington Straight underneath that Silverstone signage. I do believe they used to begin on the straightaway out of Woodcote toward Copse, but then reconfigured the track, which changed that. And now into Copse goes Fear the Fun. Down that straightaway. You can see the grid painted there. And, of course, I believe it's called the National Circuit or the Club Circuit. That does, in fact, start there. And now toward Maggots goes Fear the Fun. Let's go ahead and throw in the bottom left the race stats. 146 miles per hour is the top speed achieved there. SFM Darkser, very early on, halfway point of the race, or the first qualifying lap. Out of Beckett's into Chapel. Onto that Hanger Straight. Get a lot of speed going here before you slam on the brakes at Stowe. Careful, careful. Keep it between the lines. This corner has always been a challenge for me. I always run that corner wide. They give you plenty of room to do so. A lot of runoff area to work with there. Into Vale. Through the chicane. Final right-hander. Club. Back out onto the Hamilton Straight. And the new paddock there you see off to the right-hand side. And across the line, SFM Darkser with a top time right now of a 2:15, only to be substituted by LS Subaru there, 2:14.8 off of lap number 1. Let's go to Audrex. That Texaco livery, 4th quickest qualifying time at this juncture. Actually, let's go to Midnight Rider. Let's go ahead and switch it up a little bit here. Midnight Rider with the still livery. Up the village, then the loop. Das Loop. Oh, he's got that chameleon green there, and then the kind of the Mazda, looking like the Mazda orange stripe down the middle. You can see the paint kind of shimmying from green to purple there in the number 69 F158. Again, S710 is their performance index here for season 52, which is kind of a rarity. Usually they maximize the class in which they upgrade the vehicle to, but here S710 is the most that they've taken it to. Race brakes, race driveline, drag tire compound. Yes, you heard me correctly. Drag tire compound, which is what's necessitating the various pit stops, the multitude of pit stops that most of the drivers are having to take. The one stop that Subaru and I believe even Patches is doing one-stop racing here in season 52. The front tires are 240, 45, 15s, and at the rear a little bit wider 315, 40, 15-inch rims. All 4 corners, those rims being Work Equip 01s. LS Subaru with a 214, 873 there off of that standing start here, wrapping up lap number 2. A little bit lengthier here of a track, of course. Silverstone Grand Prix. Let's go to DeBronham, trying to give a little bit of camera time here to the drivers that we don't necessarily see all that much during the race itself. A nice livery here on DeBronham's car. I really do dig the what looks like maybe an unfinished metal with the red on there. Looks sharp. LS Subaru knocking that top time from a 2:13 now down to a 2:12, 6:18. And now here on the 3rd and final qualifying lap, we'll see if Subaru's able to do better than that time, or if anybody else can. I did hint at there during the driver's spotlight with Subaru. We have seen, I think, 1 or 2 instances here in Season 52 where another driver has claimed the top spot, but where Subaru has the advantage is, again, in tire preservation. Undefeated in that department. Absolutely undefeated. Let's go to Skinny. Skinny's got that kind of that the concept car like squiggly line when a car is being tested in the real world, and yet they put all those weird designs on there so it kind of obscures angles of the car. Actually, it seems to be a very subdued application here to the F158 of Skinny. Keeping, oh yeah, there you go. Much better, much more visible in that lighting. Entering Stowe here for the final time during qualifying. And across the line, Subaru was able to knock off perhaps an entire second, maybe half a second there. 2:11.664 is the pole sitting time achieved by Subaru. And as of right now, Audrex will be row number 1 with Subaru in P2. Fear the Fun and Darkser in row number 2. There we go. Qualifying has concluded. Taking a look at the finishing lap times. There were the best lap times. Only one driver with a dirtied qualifying session, that being Midnight Rider at 2:17.922. 2:15.4 there for Darkser. Again, that should be good enough for row number 2. LS Subaru with a pole sitting time of a 2:11.664. Fear the Fun with a 2:15.199, a 2:14.569. Again, Audrex will be there in row number 1. Fear the Fun in row number 2. 2:19.6 there for Slow Motion Fire. Kuda with a 2:16.3. Modern Weapon with that 2:20. Again, the invalidated qualifying time by Midnight Rider will have Midnight at the back of the pack. DeBronham with a 2:17.4. Patches 2:16.112. And a 2:19.273 for Skinny. Welcome back into the broadcast booth. I'm Dustin Moore. Getting ready for our final race of the evening, race number 8 of 9 here in Season 52 before we conclude things next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, out at Long Beach. That should be an exciting race. Things went exceedingly well, in my opinion, for the event out at Rio de Janeiro. And while Rio de Janeiro and Long Beach aren't really comparable in terms of city circuits, they are both city circuits. So we'll see how that one goes. It is 66 laps, which is definitely going to take a toll on drivers and their tires. So while we've seen most drivers take 2 to 3 stops here through weeks 1 through 4, can only imagine how many are going to be needed in week number 5, race number 9, that Long Beach finale. It's going to be a humdinger. Humdinger. Again, thanks for tuning in here this evening. A little bit of a quieter, smaller crowd here this evening. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. Is there something happening here? Is there actually something going down on a Tuesday that I'm not aware of? It's a little bit quieter here, but that's okay. You know, it happens. It happens. And with the new Forza Motorsport title looming on the horizon, I hope, things should be turning around a little bit here shortly. But yeah, just kind of a quiet, laid-back type of Tuesday here for the stream tonight, which is it's okay. I'll take those every once in a while. Better than nothing at all, right? So for those of you who are tuned in, I do greatly appreciate it. I've got some a little bit of an adjustment to the weekend schedule here for the channel. Again, for those of us in the States and for those of us whose employers observe the Memorial Day holiday here coming up this next Monday, it is a holiday weekend. And not that that really has an effect on my schedule. It just does permit me to do what I am going to do here to the schedule, since I will be unavailable on Friday. Instead, we'll have a double feature on the mornings, the Saturday and the Sunday morning. So I'll tell you more about that here at the conclusion of tonight's broadcast. And then, of course, we'll talk to some of our drivers in the driver spotlight after we wrap up race number 8 out at Silverstone. Should be fun. We saw really close racing there at the 2.43 mile circuit of Brands Hatch. Now we head out to the 3.19 mile Silverstone Grand Prix. Did my scream at the end of my interview not get picked? No, we didn't hear anything. You clicked out of the lobby quicker than your scream. That's how fast you are with your fingers compared to your mouth, your vocal cords. We didn't get any scream. You were just gone, like a phantom, out the lobby. All right, here we go, says Soul Motion Fire. I trust him. We're doing it. We're going live. LS Subaru, Audrex, row 1. Fear the Fun, Darkster, row 2. Batches, Cuda, row 3. DeBronham, Skinny, row 4. Soul Motion Fire, Soul Motion Fire, Modern Weapon are row number 5. And Midnight Rider with that dirtied qualifying time back there at the back of the pack. Here we go. Man, you say scream, LS Subaru. It actually kind of makes me happy that we didn't hear it. A scream? He's going to get me on the next interview. I know it. All right, here we go. We're on board with LS Subaru for the start of this one. Kick the tires, light the fires. Our final race here of week number 4, season 52, Forza Spec Racing Series in the F158 Ferrari is underway. And down the Hamilton straight into Abbey and then Farm goes LS Subaru leading the pack. In second, it's going to be Audrex, followed by Fear the Fun, followed by Darkster and Patches Riley, 2 through 5. There goes the Ducati livery of LS Subaru through the loop, out the loop, and onto the Wellington straight they go. Oh, don't these Ferraris just look absolutely at home here at Silverstone? I bet you they do. Patches Riley there in 6th position. Back behind Modern Weapon. Let's go there now as they go side by side through Brooklands. Now Lovefield, and it looks like they might try to go 3 wide, but Modern Weapon is going to be the point person of that 3-car rally. And as they leave Woodcote past the National Circuit start-finish line, they'll go into single file. Well, no, they won't. Modern Weapon's going to run wide. It's going to allow Patches Riley there to the inside through Copse. And now up to Maggots. It's going to be Patches, Modern, and Cuda. 5, 6, 7 respectively. Darkster up to P2 now. Hot on the hills. Down the hangar straight with LS Subaru out in front. But right now we're taking a look at the action here. In 5th position. Here comes Modern Weapon now looking to the inside. Patches Riley at Stowe. Not going to be able to make it happen. Into Vale they'll go before they hit the chicane. And Modern Weapon just backing off a bit there. About a 3-car, 2.5-car lead has Patches Riley as they wrap up lap number 1. Let's go to Audrex, P3. Down that Hamilton straight they go. Past pit lane entry where we will see vehicles later on in the race, no doubt. Drag tire compound is what they're racing on. Not ideal, but gives us a very strategy-filled event here out at Silverstone, requiring the 1 or 2 pit stops per driver. Back down the Wellington straight. The V8 1.5 liter, 210 horsepower, 105 foot-pounds of torque, F158. This thing weighs in at 1,078 pounds. Again, 710, S710 here in Forza Motorsport 7. Pretty high up on the performance index. Let's go to Darkster, Darkster. SFM Darkster here in second. We talked to in the driver's spotlight, finishing P3 at Brands Hatch behind Audrex. Try to flip-flop that here. Darkster looking to move up on the leaderboard. 6 points back from Audrex. I asked Darkster how might try to recoup a couple of points here from Audrex, and he said, I'm going to go all out. Just send it. So far, looking good. The question is, how much is that eating up the tires, the send it approach? Up to 36% up front as they hit the braking zone there before Stowe. You compare that to LS Subaru, and yeah, look at that. About a 10% difference between the two drivers. And then if we go back to P3 with Audrex, 37% more akin to what we see there with Darkster, but we'll see. We'll see. Down the Hamilton straight they go across the line, beginning of lap number 3. And it looks like Darkster might have gone side by side there with Subaru on the entry to Abbey. And here comes Darkster to the outside. And like that, Darkster moves up to P1. Of course, do not disregard what we just saw a bit ago in terms of the delta, the difference between Darkster and Subaru's tire situation. Subaru in a much, much better position. Back out of Brooklands, Luffield, Woodcote. Now I wonder if Darkster is in less of a send-it mode and more of a, all right, let me play defense and take it easy on my tires a little bit mode. Darkster, Subaru, Audrex, top 3. Fear the Fun in P4. Modern Weapon now P5, followed by Cuda 93 and Skinny in 7th. Midnight Rider is 8th. Soul Motion Fire in 9th. DeBronham and Patches Riley 10th and 11th. Here on lap number 3 of 13. Lack of grip there out of Stowe. A bit apparent there on Darkster, although only a couple of tires went out onto the rumble strip. You can kind of just see the car just slide. I wasn't joking when I talked about Fear the Fun looking like a bar of soap out there on the track. These Ferrari F158s, once they start losing that grip, they start moving laterally into these corners. And that's when you know that the drivers are really, really struggling with grip. And now, side by side, Darkster, Subaru, into the loop. Darkster with the advantage, at least for now, on the low line toward the apex here at the loop. Hits the Wellington straight. Now, of course, here's where the grip won't be such of an impact. And so Darkster, for now, as they head toward the bridge, should be okay. Let's see how that changes here into Brooklands, because Darkster's tire situation, yeah, already looking pretty dire. 70% here up front. No joke. These tires are going quickly. All this speed and all these corners here at the Grand Prix circuit of Silverstone taking a toll on the drag compound in quick order. Up to Copse. 3.19 mile compared to the 2.34 or 2.43 we had at Brands Hatch a race ago. And very, very little elevation change versus Brands Hatch, which at least had a few hundred feet, maybe only around 100 feet or so of elevation up and down. Now out onto the hangar straight goes Darkser Subaru, past the grandstand, and now up toward Stowe. And this is where I think the grip is really going to take a toll on Darkser. Let's see if Subaru tries to make a pass on the outside. Surprisingly, no. Color me shocked on that one. And now, as they come up to Club, the final corner here, the right-hander, I can't imagine Darkser opting to stay out any longer, but he does. Wow. Well, this is going to make an interesting lap number 5 here for Darkser, and where Subaru was able to get up alongside Darkser here toward the loop. That's exactly where it's going to happen again here. Into the right-hander, which is Village. And now this time, it's going to be, well, again, I'm shocked. I thought Subaru would be on the low line there through the loop and have the advantage on the exit, but instead allows Darkser to hold position, and down Wellington they go. 1-2, Darkser Subaru here on lap number 5, or should I say lap 4.5 at this point. Into Brooklands, and here comes Subaru to the outside. The open wheels right up next to each other. And Darkser is going to hold on to position. Not far behind, Audrex in third, with Darkser playing defensively here. It has allowed Audrex to stay in the mix, albeit 1 or 2, maybe even 3 seconds back. And now here through Copse is where Darkser's lack of grip is just not going to allow him to hold position. And like that, LS Subaru up to P1 here at Maggots. Side by side, Subaru's got to be careful. You don't want to run side by side with somebody who has 97, 98% tire degradation up front. That seems like a recipe for disaster. As you can see, that disaster starting to unfold here for Darkser down the hangar straight. Cannot control the vehicle. That's going to make things very interesting here at Stowe. And just like that, LS Subaru pulling away with a quickness. Look at this. Look at this. It's almost as if Darkser has lost steering entirely. That's how bad it is once you reach the 90% mark. And I think only a few of our drivers did go into pit lane, to include Skinny, Modern Weapon, Slow Motion Fire, and DeBronham. Everybody else opting to stay out there on those absolutely gripless drag tires. The only exception being LS Subaru, whose tires are now just approaching the 60% mark. So on a track like this where you have a 40% delta, Subaru working the magic, keeping those tires grippy. It just gives no opportunity. None. Zero. Zilch. Nada. For SFM Darkser to be competitive for a P1 finish. And at least at this point, looking to get P2 to, again, try to leapfrog Audrex on the overall leaderboard. Let's go back to SFM Darkser, who has come back out on the track after that pit stop, of course, and is now running in P4. Patches Riley, P3. Behind Darkser is Audrex in 5th. Kuda 93, Modern Weapon, 6th and 7th. Skinny in 8th. Slow Motion Fire, DeBronham 9th and 10th. Midnight Rider in 11th. Good opportunity for me here to say, if you'd like to join the Forza Spec Racing Series, they will be wrapping up Season 52 here next Tuesday with their finale out at Long Beach, which means we are about 5 weeks away from the start of Season 53. And surprise, yours truly, for the first time ever in the 25-ish seasons that I've been covering the Forza Spec Racing Series, and in the 10 years in which this league has been running, I will be participating for my first time ever. Thanks to the 11 folks who are subscribed to the channel, achieving that 10 subscriber goal, and now putting me behind the wheel come season 53. What the vehicle will be, we'll just have to see. LS Subaru, who is going to be our season 52 champion, has basically secured that already at this point in the season with just a race and a half to go. We'll pick the next vehicle, to which everybody will be forced to wrangle, including myself. There goes Darkser past the pit lane entry, having made a stop a lap ago. Going to go ahead and get around Fear the Fun, and just like that, SFM Darkser back up to P2. I take it back. Fear the Fun actually came out of pit lane. Nope. It's the timing. The timing has not caught up. It has caught up now. Darkser, P2. Patches Riley, P3. Drex in P4 and P5. Fear the Fun, who just within the last 10 seconds or so coming out of pit lane. But yeah, head on over to reddit.com/r/FM4 and get out here on the track in 5 weeks for Season 53. Should be a lot of fun. We'll have a new schedule of tracks, so the 9 that we raced here in Season 52 won't necessarily be the same as the Season 53 schedule. Mixing it up. Let's go to Audrex in P4. Behind, well, actually, Audrex now up to P3, getting around Patches Riley. Just as quickly as I changed the camera, the two flip position. Patches Riley probably still out there on the original set of tires. It's Patches and Subaru who have got the tire situation figured out as best as you can. Really optimizing their performance for as long as they can manage. Yeah, Patches Riley. Oh gosh, Patches really suffering now at this point. Not as efficient as LS Subaru. LS Subaru, our race leader, now into pit lane. Let's go to Darkser in second. Let's see how closely these two will be, Subaru and Darkser here, for the start of lap number 8 of 13. And Subaru now exiting pit lane, has control of the vehicle. Darkser runs wide out onto the Hamilton straight. And while they will be close here out of Abbey and into Farm and Village, Subaru with the freshest set of tires won't be looking at Darkser in the rearview mirror for long. Oh, and by the way, that whole bit about being a part of the racing here in FM4, it doesn't matter your skill level, which is precisely why I will be participating in Season 53. This is a, they affectionately call it a beer league, which just plain and simply means they come out here on a Tuesday evening for 2 hours a night, have fun racing. They find somebody that they compete well with. So the competitive spirit, the competitive nature is there. But really, they're out here for the enjoyment, the fun, and not getting too wound up about any incidents that they may have, any, you know, if you're having a poor performance, you kind of just let it be water off the back of the duck. And try to improve your skill week after week. We will have the new Forza Motorsport dropping here, presumably within this year. They haven't yet told us that it's been moved to 2024. It was spring 2023, and now it's just simply 2023. But when that does drop, will have the new title to compete in. Some freshness, some newness. And, of course, the community, I believe, will be reinvigorated. So get in while you can, because when the 23-car lobby, or however many cars we can have in the new motorsport, when it comes to filling up the lobby, which they have done here in FM4, you want to have that first right of refusal, having participated in these last few seasons of Forza Motorsport 7. A beer league where you can also have a beer. This is true. There are no limitations, restrictions for being a clean, babyface shaven racer or a bearded driver. There are no limitations in that regard. LS Subaru kind of keeping this thing a little bit closer than it should be. Maybe toying with Darkster here a little bit. Drex in third, Kuda in fourth, Fear the Fun in fifth. Let's go to Fear the Fun. It'll be included on Game Pass 2, I believe, right? It should be. There's not been anything that says that it will, but being that it is a Microsoft first-party title, there's no reason to believe it won't be. Out of Brooklands through Luffield comes Fear the Fun. Look at the tire situation here, up to 40% up front with 4 laps to go. So probably one more stop here for the majority of the field. The only exception maybe Subaru and Patches. Battle for 6th between Patches and Modern. Battle for 9th between DeBronham and Slow Motion Fire. So we got little groups of competition all spread out throughout the track, and that's why I say it doesn't matter your skill level. You don't have to be... I know our inclination in competition is to always win. In motorsport, that's a little bit harder to come by because it's not just 2 teams competing against each other, but it's you versus, in this case here, 10 other drivers, sometimes even more. So really, it's all about incremental improvement. And while that doesn't seem exciting, I promise you find somebody out here that you race competitively with, you're going to feel like you're battling for the championship. This battle for 4th right here. I can almost guarantee that between Kuda and Fear the Fun, this is almost like battling for the lead. With Fear the Fun making a nice pass there on Kuda for P3. Fear the Fun trying to get a top 3 finish after falling just outside that at Brands Hatch, P4. If you ain't first, you might not be last. That's true. That should be the slogan. I'll have to talk with Slow Motion Fire. That should be the slogan here of the Forza Spec Racing Series. If you're not first, you might not be last. And if you are, who cares? Have fun. I like it. All right, up to Copse they go. Fear the Fun. Let's go ahead and take a look at that here on the X Adventure replay. Fear the Fun getting that pass on Kuda 93. Looks like into Abbey, turn number 1. There it was. Getting good clearance there on the back tires. Putting the back tailpipes out in front of Kuda, and now Drex moving up to P4, battling Fear the Fun for a top 3 finish. So, great pass there by Fear, but the job is not done. The work is not done. going to have to hold off Audrex, and that could be a challenge. Nearing 60% tire degradation with what's going to be 11 laps to go, and let's see here what Fear decides. As a matter of fact, I think they've already passed pit lane entry. Pit lane entry is before the chicane here. So one driver opting to go in. That's going to be... Looks like it's Audrex. I think Audrex is ducked into pit lane. LS Subaru now, after seemingly toying with Darkster there for a bit, has now opened up a can. If we're gonna be frank. And now Darkster out onto the Wellington straight. All by myself. That's okay. You're P2. And out in front of Audrex, which is the goal here for Darkster, trying to move up the leaderboard again. It's going to depend on how the drop week rule shakes out between Audrex and Darkster. That determines where those two will sit on the leaderboard at the entry to week 5. Audrex in P3 now, out of Luffield, with Fear the Fun in 4th. I'm really surprised these two opted to stay out. I would have thought maybe they're at the end of lap 10, beginning of lap 11 would have been the ideal time to get fresh tires and finish the race, those last 3 laps on new meats, but not the decision that they made. Open up a can of Slim Fast. There you go, Gidley. There you go. Down the hanger straight. Into Stowe, and look at the separation now. Fear the Fun and Audrex there in 3rd. And wow. I am really, really surprised. Both Audrex and Fear the Fun opting to stay out. Now, actually, Audrex may have... Yeah, Audrex in a much better situation. Had a pit stop later in the game than Fear the Fun. So Audrex not in a bad situation. Now, let's compare that to Darkster here, because this could get really interesting. Okay, so fortunately for Darkster, also around that 50% mark. So Darkster should be able to hold off Audrex pretty easily here for P2 finish. Fear the Fun. It's Fear the Fun who's in a bit of a predicament now, approaching 80% with a lap and a half to go. That's going to get real ugly here for Fear the Fun by the end of lap number 12. Real ugly. Patches Riley, yeah, as a matter of fact, may allow Patches Riley, Cuda 93, even Skinny, and Modern Weapon 4th through 8th, or excuse me, 5th through 8th to close that gap. So Fear the Fun, to preserve the P4 finish, may go into pit lane with just a lap to go. May have to make that decision. Slow Motion Fire in 9th, Midnight in 10th, and DeBronham now at the back of the pack in 11th. But maybe DeBronham with a fresh set of tires? Yes. Well, relatively. 30% up front. So DeBronham may have a few passes possible here with a lap and a half to go. LS Subaru, white flag has dropped here on this 13th and final lap out at Silverstone. Will be just one race away from the first ever Golden Broom. That's what I'm calling it. I'm dubbing it the Golden Broom, the sweep, the 9-race sweep in one single season. Nobody in the Forza Spec Racing Series has been able to do it in the 10 years that this league has been running. And so Subaru looking to make history and historic performance here in Season 52. SFM Darkster holding on to P2. Audrex in third. And yes, Fear the Fun with 1 lap to go is into pit lane. Let's go ahead and ride on board here. Will Fear the Fun be able to exit before... Oh, look at the shadow. That's... Hold on to that sense of realism, folks. Just go with it. All right, so there it is. The pit lane exit beyond turn 1. Abby spits out Fear the Fun at P6. But now, with a super fresh set of tires here, Fear the Fun might be able to regain P4. A couple of passes and be right where he was. Well, okay. Doing it the long way. Not the wrong way, but the long way. Sliding it out. Perhaps the tire's not yet even warmed up. Now out of Brooklyn's here, and yeah, he should be fine. He's going to have the straightaway here on the national circuit. He's going to have the hangar straightaway. Should be able to reclaim those 2 spots. Should. And across the line, LS Subaru, 8 victories. The first time for LS Subaru going into week number 9, having won all 8 races prior to the finale. Well done. Darkster finishing in second. Audrex in third. So those 2 flipping finishing order from where they concluded things at Brands Hatch. Patches Riley looks to snag P4. And, well, hold on. Yeah, I'm really shocked there. Fear the Fun was not able to close that gap. A couple of corners here remaining, 3 to be exact. The chicane and then Club. Fear the Fun's going to finish P6 behind Patches. Maybe Kuda down by the flag stand. They'll go side by side. It's going to be Kuda by a nose. Kuda, then Patches, then Fear the Fun. Followed by Modern Weapon, Skinny. DeBronham, unfortunately, well, DeBronham was back in P11, able to move up a couple of spots to P9. And then Slow Motion Fire and Midnight. Close to a photo finish, but not quite. With Kuda edging out Patches for P4. I take it back. No, I'm right. Hold on. What did I not do for my numbering here? Goofing up my numbering. I've got that all mixed up. That's gonna be Kuda, then Patches, and then Fear. So yes, Kuda and P4, P5 belonging to Patches, P6 to Fear the Fun. Of course, all of that unofficial until the organizers go ahead and confirm it. But that's what I saw on my screen. All right. Fairly early, maybe a couple of minutes earlier than usual here. Wrapping up race number 8, our second one of the evening, and the penultimate race here in Season 52. We've got just one more. Long Beach, 1 week from tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, live here on X Adventure. Don't go anywhere. We'll run some ads. Nothing will be lost. You will not miss a single thing. And when we come back, we'll talk to drivers in the driver's spotlight, preview the week ahead, not only for FM4, but then also the broadcast, and talk to drivers in the driver's spotlight. You're watching Forza Spec Racing Series Season 52 here on X Adventure live, Twitch TV. I'm Dustin Moore. I'll be right back. Oh, I'm sorry, chat. I must have forgotten to get a second intermission song, so you're going to hear the same one from the first intermission. My bad. All right, welcome back to X Adventure here, live on Twitch TV. We got a little bit of a bigger crowd. Where were you all earlier? You missed the racing. That's okay. I do appreciate y'all tuning in, and if you missed any part of this broadcast or any part of Season 52, you can watch them back on demand here, twitch.tv/xadventure/videos, and then also uploaded to my YouTube channel. So if you'd like to take a look at the racing that has brought us here to where we are today, and of course what will take us into week number 5, the ninth and final race of the season. You have that opportunity there, and then on YouTube I actually have quite a compilation of the majority of my broadcasts. There are a few that didn't make it to YouTube for one reason or another, sometimes my fault, sometimes Twitch's fault, but the majority of them are there. I'd say like 95% of my FM4 broadcast over the last several years are there. And man, what an evolution it has been. And it's thanks to you all, the viewers, who have shown interest and support for the channel. Let's go ahead and turn it on over to the driver's spotlight to wrap up the evening, where we've got our race winner here for the Silverstone event, our race winner for the first 8 races here of Season 52, and will ultimately be our champion of Season 52, LS Subaru. Subaru, you're playing games out there. I saw it.
Am I? What did I do?
It looked like you had Darkser kind of hanging out there at the front of the pack for a little bit, just kind of following in his wake, and then at one point where it was pretty close, it was like you were just a shot out of a cannon and got your big lead there. you were having fun.
So what happened there was Darkser ran out of tires at that point, so he just kind of understeered off the track while I just pretty much got a free overtake.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, a free undertake. Man, if only the secret sauce, the magic of your driving finesse and style was more apparent to the other drivers, I would have really have loved to seen how things would have panned out over the course of the season. But obviously, your knack for saving the grip in the tires was just a whimsical dream for everybody else. We get ready to go into the finale 1 week from tonight, Long Beach. I have to think that there is a certain element of gosh, what do I maybe a wild card of things, and that being that you're going to be surrounded by so much traffic throughout the majority of that race. I think very rarely will you be kind of isolated and alone. So it becomes one of those things where, because of the disparity of skill level on the track, it's going to be up to you as the more skilled driver to kind of really understand where some of those back markers are going to be making their moves and how you can navigate around them safely.
Yeah. Just it'll definitely be different having to navigate traffic around the tracks as tight as Long Beach. I think it'll be more fun as well. Just having traffic to navigate around as well. Just always keep me on my toes. I think that'll be pretty fun.
That's where I was going to go, was like the only way I can correlate to what you're experiencing out here on the track in FM4 is like those times that I go to, say, like a karting place locally in real life, not on any racing game or anything, and you've got those people out there who are just clearly out there to just have a good time and are not competitive. And so a lot of the fun for me, as somebody who's probably not the fastest driver out there, is like working my way through them, bobbing and weaving through traffic. So you said that should be fun. We'll see how fun it is after that race when we chat. But just one race away from the Golden Broom. You've never in a Forza Spec Racing Series season gone into week number 9 with 8 races under your belt. So how good does it feel to have that 8 out of 9 stance at this juncture?
Feels great. Very excited for week 5. I have been in this position before.
Yeah.
Of course, I wasn't aware of the Golden Broom in those past seasons. So now is as good a chance as any for me to finally get that award and complete all the accolades.
I don't think the Golden Broom is actually fully realized in terms of, like, for the stream a graphic. So I'm going to have to whip that up. AMS Storm 1919, or at least Storm 1919 when he was AMS with the Alien Motorsport team, I think was the last driver to get close to achieving that, and unfortunately just fell through his grip. So we'll see here 1 week from tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on X Adventure. LS Subaru already has the Season 52 championship claimed, but will try to win all 9 races in a season. Not been done in the 10 years that the Forza Spec Racing Series has been in existence. All right, Subaru, what shout-outs do you got here for us tonight?
Shout out to everyone. The same people as always. My team. Slow for making delivery, looks great. Yeah, and just shout out to FM4 as a whole, just for keeping this series going. It's always great to have a series out there that is focused on both competition and having fun.
Yeah.
So I think that's what makes this series stand out more than over the others.
They haven't been doing it this long for no reason, folks. Dating all the way back since the Forza Motorsport 4 years. They're strong. And even though you may think, oh, 11, 12 drivers on average, that doesn't seem like much. It was only a couple of years ago that we were filling up lobbies here for FM4. So know that they'll be back in a big way with the release of the new title, and certainly we'll see how these drivers get along with the new game, its physics, handling, and all that stuff. So good stuff there. LS Subaru, well done. I know you wanted to go out in some sort of fashion on the last interview, so go for it. What do you got for us?
Thanks.
Thanks. That wasn't a scream, so I might be... we might have all been saved from the Subaru scream there, and instead we got the Subaru thanks. Thank you so much there, Subaru. Always happy to jump in here and converse with me. It looks like maybe it's been a quieter night all around. Quiet on the viewership, quiet in the chat, quiet in the Discord with the driver interviews. If there is one more FM4 driver who'd like to have a word here before I wrap on the broadcast, then by means jump on in, and I'll be happy to bring you into the circle. Otherwise, we'll call it a night. Oh, there we go. I put the call out, and as expected, Slow Motion Fire, the ringleader here of FM4. Let me see here, Slow. Let me take a look at my notes. It looks like you finished... what was that? 7th out at Brands Hatch, and then
keep looking further down the
list.
Well,
for Brands Hatch, you had 7th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 7th there, and then a little bit further down in 10th position. Hey, you were top 10 out at Silverstone.
Yeah, we'll just we'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. What went wrong that had you drop it 3 spots from Brands Hatch to Silverstone? What didn't you account for there in that last race of the night?
These were just 2 tracks this week that I'm not super familiar with, so not very quick at these tracks to begin with, and then I struggled. I didn't have the right tune. I corners.
Not a bad race.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. Not a bad race. P7 out at Brands Hatch. Did the rain tire thing mess with you much, or is it pretty comparable to the drag tire situation on non-rain races?
Yeah, it wasn't a big departure from how the car's been handling the rest of the season. We only had the drizzle conditions, so nothing really got all that wet. So it was mostly a visual effect out there in the rain tonight.
And how excited are you to wrap up Season 52 in the F158 out at Long Beach, another city circuit here for Season 52?
I'm excited about Long Beach. This is a track that I really like, and my tune so far, we're doing some testing right now, seems pretty good around here to where I can work off of it. I'm starting from a better place than at the 2 tracks tonight, so I'm confident I can do pretty good here.
Your colleague, Fear the Fun, who helps kind of keep things coordinated here in the Forza Spec Racing Series, sometimes has a tendency to find 4 wheels kind of cutting corners. So what's the over and under that Fear the Fun tries to jump the water fountain out at Long Beach?
Well, I haven't seen him try that one yet, so I would say chances of that are pretty rare.
Pretty rare, or could go the other way where he's like, forget it, I'm going for it. Of course, I guess it depends on how...
Pretty risky. You end up stuck more than you benefit from it.
That's true. They don't have the reset car feature here in Forza Motorsport 7, so if you get high-pointed on the fountain, that's going to be a long spectating session there for you.
As you wiggle back and forth trying to get rocked off of it.
Yeah, indeed. I look forward to it, even though our Season 52 champion has already unofficially been crowned in LS Subaru. Now make that 11 season victories here for Subaru. Still a lot to race for other drivers out on the track, to include Audrex, Darkser, all the way through the field. I mean, everybody wants to see themselves move up on the leaderboard 1, 2, maybe even 3 spots if they can make it happen. So double the points, week number 5, race number 9, 1 week from tonight here on X Adventure. Soul Motion Fire, of course I can ask this question, get more into it here. a week from tonight. But um, thoughts on yours truly, me here, getting behind the sticks for season 53, and what are the chances that you can kind of give me a break on the vehicle choice of vehicle, even though I know Subaru's got the onus on that one.
Well, you're gonna have to guess like everybody else, Dustin, and see if you can earn yourself a track pick to gain the advantage you're looking for.
No, I want an advantage of some kind so I don't look as bad on my own broadcast.
I don't know. I bet you're quicker than you let on. I don't think I've ever actually raced head to head with you though. All the seasons we've been doing this.
We haven't. No.
We did the achievement hunting with the 24. Maybe that was the only time we.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that might have been the only time. Yep.
If you count that racing, I think that might be the one time we've been on the track together.
Okay. All right. Well, I look forward to it then. Like I said, I'll ask more questions here of other drivers in the driver's spotlight of what they think of me getting into the mix here. I'm looking forward to it for one season only, and no better time here, Forza Motorsport 7, as it's getting to a point at some point here in 2023 where it's going to be sunsetted. I figured I'd get in there and be a part of the action, so I'm really excited about that. So much fire. What shout outs do you got here for tonight?
Oh, just a shout out to all the drivers that participate week after week. It's good to have you guys returning. And shout out to the mod team for helping put all this together. And shout out to all the people that tune into the broadcast.
Yeah. A little quieter here tonight, but that happens from time to time. Reddit.com/r/FM4. Everything you need to know about the Forza Spec Racing Series, and as soon as Season 53 details are available, that's where you'll find it. So if you're curious or interested in being a part of the action, bookmark it now. Bookmark it now. So much fire. Well done on the first race. Room for improvement after the second one. We'll see how things shake out in the final race here next Tuesday. Until then, have a good one.
Well, I got one thing to add, Dustin. Did you notice tonight we had turned on one mandatory quick stop to try and count? Were you able to see how many pit stops people were taking?
You know what? It was probably up there on the ticker. I know that's where Turn 10 has like the the 0 of 1, the 1 of 1 displayed for quick stops taken. I just did not notice it. You probably put that in the Discord, and I must have glazed over it.
No, it was a last minute thing.
Okay.
So I just wondered if I kind of was watching the broadcast on the side, but not really paying attention.
Yeah.
But we'll have that on next week too.
Okay.
So if you can kind of play around with that. We did that last minute. The thinking is you might be able to see somewhere and kind of keep up with all the pit stops people are taking.
Yeah, I know it tallies up. I believe it's on that top ticker. So what I'll probably do is just do a quick skim of the VOD and see if that is the case. And then that way, come Long Beach, we can kind of keep tally of how many times people have been in. That number will be quite high in that race.
Yeah, it's looking like maybe 8 or 9 laps is going to be the people that are hard on tires, and then whatever you can stretch from there.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, we'll be on the lookout for that. Otherwise, I'll just do the good old-fashioned mental tally, and we'll do it that way. But we'll trying to make the most of the features that we do have available in Forza Motorsport 7. I like it.
This was a suggestion from Darkser. So.
Yeah. There you go. I like it. We got ideas coming from the racers. Of course, Darkser has involvement in helping things run in the Online Racing Association, TORA, here in Forza Motorsport 7. So doesn't surprise me that Darkser's like, hey, here's an idea. All right, good stuff.
Yeah. So he gets credit for that.
He gets credit. Okay.
Well, nobody. If it doesn't work, we'll blame him rather than credit.
That's right. If the feature breaks the race, then we know who to point the finger at. All right, Slow. Great chatting with you as always, and looking forward to the finale next week.
Yeah, we'll catch you next week.
You betcha. All right, folks, that does it for week number 4. I'm telling you, these seasons go by so quickly. Like week 1 comes around, and it's like, oh man, All right, race 1 of 9, race 2 of 9. But before you know it, like we're heading into the midpoint, and then here we are on a night like tonight where we are just one race away from officially crowning the champion. Could be the Golden Broom, I don't know, owner, possessor, victor, whatever we want to call LS Subaru, if Subaru is able to get 9 of 9 victories here in Season 52. Not been done at all in the history of the Forza Spec Racing Series in 10 years that they've been running. They've been running 10 years as of 2023. They celebrated their 50th season, obviously 2 seasons ago. And going to continue on here through 2023. So definitely get involved if you'd like to. If you'd like to just keep spectating here on the broadcast, I'm more than happy to welcome you in Tuesday after Tuesday for racing action. We've got more than racing action here on X Adventure through the remainder of the week. As a matter of fact, going into the holiday weekend here for the U.S., got a couple of broadcasts that will happen on in the morning time slot. And that means there will not be a Friday broadcast this coming Friday. I've got another event planned with the family. And instead, we'll pick up some SnowRunner Saturday fun on Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern, followed by day 3 of my Prey playthrough. If you've been watching me play Prey, which is the first time I've ever played it on Sunday morning, this past Sunday morning, then day number 3 coming up here this Sunday, same time, 9 a.m. Eastern. So that's back-to-back Saturday, Sunday, 9 a.m. Eastern. And then, of course, 1 week from tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time with the Forza Spec Racing Series finale, race number 9 out at Long Beach for 66 laps. It's going to be a lot of fun. Do not miss it. And then after that, in the intermission period before Season 53 starts, we're going to have some photography. And for those of you who have been following Forza Horizon 5, they've got an update which allows time of day and weather to be adjusted in photo mode. Exciting stuff. So we'll try that feature or those features out. They're 2 weeks from tonight in Forza Horizon 5. Going to be good. They got some new vehicles, so we'll have some new vehicles to photograph and all that stuff. Lots and lots of fun. Will Subaru finally get his hands on the golden? That is the question there, Slow, for sure. All right, folks. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Those of you who are a little bit late in the game, again, you can watch this broadcast back in its entirety, or with it being video on demand, you can slide it around wherever you'd like to in the broadcast just to kind of get caught up. All the videos here of Season 52 are still available on Twitch, and then again, they eventually get uploaded over to YouTube, where I've got them all cataloged, as many as I have up to this point, with the exception of a few broadcasts. So plenty of ways for you to get caught up on all the action that has brought us here to the final race in week number 5. Hope to see you on Saturday morning. If not, maybe Sunday morning. If not, 1 week from tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. And if not, and it's still up in the air when you'll be able to join the broadcast, that's quite all right. Happy to have you here whenever you get the opportunity. And as a reminder, I throw out the option there for those who wish to support a bit more. Quickly, the screen will go away. But if I get 20 subscribers by June the 13th, then F1 23 is what I'll load up on January 16th. That's the day after it releases the new Formula 1 game. And again, why this is of note, I don't typically play F1 games. In fact, I haven't played a modern F1 game. And so that would be your opportunity to see me fire up the F1 title and try to harness the power of Formula 1. And I'll let's see. I'm going to get my wheel and pedals out, I think, this weekend and see if they still work after the move. Have to get it all assembled. And if they do, then I'll use the wheel and pedals. So there you go. 20 subscribers. I think we're 9 away. 9 away from that, unless something's changed as of this broadcast. All right, folks, as always, be happy, be healthy. Most importantly, be kind to one another. That includes the animal friends. I've got this guy squirming away on my lap, waiting for dinner here. The pig. Y'all take care. Until next time. Adios. Goodbye.